Hello, Angela Brown here. I work with Christian women. So I tried to go live on YouTube today and I just realized I have to have 50 subscribers. I don't have quite 50 subscribers because I just started my channel. So I need your help. I will be uploading this video on Facebook. So I would love for your help to get enough so I can start going live on my YouTube channel. Okay, I have one question for you Christian moms. And I say I work with Christian moms, but this channel can be for anybody, literally, because all the information I share helps teens, adults, everyone alike. So I have one question for you. If I want you to think of a word, there's something that we all want. There's something we all want in life, and it starts with the letter C. I'll get into that here in a little bit. So be thinking of something you really want that might start with the letter C. Okay, so in the meantime, let's talk about the most important thing we can do, aside from including God and Christ in our lives, right? This is part of it. What is the number one thing we can do to get us to where we want to go? And I am going to talk to you about the power of thought. So it is so important that we focus on thought because everything begins with a thought. If you think about it, complaining begins with a thought. When we want to express gratitude, it begins with a thought. Maybe when we get angry at someone, like something triggers it, right? Something's going through our mind that gets us that thought. And then after thought, what happens? Well, after thought, you go into action. And so what kind of actions are you producing? It's a good time to reflect on what we are doing in our lives because it tells us a lot of what's going on here. So I love the book As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. It is so good. It has so many nuggets of one-liners, but just so good. He goes into depth about the power of our thoughts. So I wanted to talk a little bit about where are your thoughts? In all my recordings, I will go into how I was not in a good frame of mind for many, many years. And I was able to, the last several years, have a night and day switch. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't take days. It doesn't take months. It literally takes years. But this is something that we have to want. No one can bring you to God or Christ. No one. That is a personal pilgrimage for each one of us to take to become closer to God and our Savior. So the biggest thing that we can do right now, this is what got me changing on my journey, is I had to be humble enough to be willing to change my thoughts. I had to recognize where my thoughts were. And honestly, I didn't have to ask at that time, well, where are my thoughts? Because I was very, very pessimistic. I complained a lot. I nagged my kids a lot and my husband, I'm sure. I yelled and I was angry. And so I wasn't very happy. And I thought, there we go with the word thought, but I thought my happiness depended upon everybody else around me and what they were doing, saying. I wanted to try to be in charge of the situation. But so I knew I wasn't in a good spot. But I didn't have the tools and I didn't know how to change those thought processes, right? So I took some training and I never really thought about this, but so I'm going to challenge you to take a notepad, a book, maybe on your phone, it doesn't matter. But split it into two different categories. Have one with the positive sign and one with a negative sign. And just ask yourself, where are my thoughts? And literally, it's going to take time and it's going to take effort, because I want you to do tally marks. Every time you have a negative thought, tally mark it and put it in the negative side. And every time you have a positive thought, I want you to tally mark and put it on the positive side. So that will give you an idea of where you land on your thinking. We get anywhere from 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. That's a lot of thoughts just coming and going. And so when we are honing in and paying particular attention of where our thoughts are going, this right there gives us some empowerment. So thoughts are incredible. By the way, I'll get into thoughts here in a sec, but I want to shout out my 12-week course that I have going on for Christian women. It's January 8th, and it goes all the way through March 25th. It's weekly Zoom online meeting calls and connecting with like-minded Christian women. And I give tools that helped me learn in my journey, that helped me go from victim to victor through Christ. And it helped me handle traumatic experiences that I had had growing up that I didn't know how to handle. And it gave me the right tools to help move forward in life rather than staying stagnant. And if you or anyone you know feel stuck, it could be in grief, it could be in trauma, it could be a myriad of things. It could be maybe anger is holding you back. Maybe you just feel all this anger inside and you don't know why, and it's just holding you back. Anyway, there's my plug-in. I'll have in the link or in the comments, I will have a link to the registration form for this 12-week course. And not only do you get a weekly video training session, it's also a one-on-one phone call with me each week to personalize your experience. It will be amazing, and I look forward to working with you and helping you become the best version of yourself. So there's that. Also, go subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow. But now I'm going to get into the thoughts I want to talk about thoughts. Thoughts are energy. Thoughts are huge. I did not realize the power of thought. I didn't. I just was, going my whole life thinking whatever I was thinking, and it didn't register whether it was affecting my surroundings. So with thoughts, I'm going to say this saying 2 times because it is that important. With thoughts, we are creating. Again, with thoughts, we are creating. What are we creating in our lives? Are we creating frustration, worry, anger, and just whatever it may be? It may be anxiety, depression. What are we creating? Or it could be gratitude. It could be peace. It could be love, forgiveness. On the whole other spectrum, we create what we have in life all through thoughts. So when you recognize where your thoughts are, whether they're positive or negative, it's okay if they're on the negative side, because I hate to break it to you, most of society are on the more negative thinking end of things. And so if you're like, oh shoot, wow, I'm more pessimistic or negative than I thought I was, it's okay. That's what the human brain tends to do. I don't know if you're like me, moms, but when you walk in the house, say you go shopping, or you and your hubby go on a date and you come home and maybe the house was messier than when you found it. Like, maybe it's the perfectionism in me that I have continued to work to overcome the last several years. But human nature, we tend to walk into a situation and assess it because, when we're using mindfulness, we'll know that seeing, it plays a huge part, our seeing and hearing and all that. But we walk in and we assess the situation and we see that there is a big mess. And that's kind of what we focus on. We focus on the mess rather than maybe the happy kids running around, getting along. But we focus on the negative side of things. And so it is a hard thing to break, but it is way possible. I promise. It's possible for anybody. So yeah, you'll probably find that you're towards the pessimistic side of things. And if you're not, good for you. But when we know where we're at, recognize that our thoughts have energy. And energy is what keeps us moving and what law of attraction. I go into this deeper in my classes, so I'm not going to get too much into it, but just know that thoughts have energy. And energy, we know we either have energy or we don't have enough energy. Our energy levels are low, high, maybe mid-range. Like energy is all over the board. And we get to play a role in the energy that we feel. So, and it starts with our thoughts. So we can raise our energy by raising our thoughts. So I want to kind of explain the power of our thoughts because I didn't, excuse me, it's a season where my voice is going out and, you know, you're at games or celebrating exciting things. My sister had a missionary come home, and so I've been shouting and celebrating with our family over the phone, but nevertheless, I was yelling and yeah, that made my voice go out, so I apologize. But so our thoughts, when we recognize where our thoughts are going, I didn't recognize the power of our thoughts until it was explained to me. Our subconscious mind is so powerful. The power of the human mind, you guys, we're not using very much of our brain. We're only using 3 to 6% of our brain. That's incredible. The power of the mind, if we could just tap into the power of our mind and recognize the power we have within, because let's be honest, God and Christ are in us. If we so choose to tap into believing that and acting accordingly, it's incredible, the power of the mind. So our subconscious, so I'm going to explain it like this. Say you're in a big room with, let's say, it could be anywhere from 50 to 500 people. Okay, let's just say we're in a big room with that many people, and no one's saying anything. We're just enjoying maybe listening to soft music or whatever. But you're sitting around waiting maybe for a meeting to start, and everybody's just kind of quiet or what. Some may be chatting or whatever, but everybody has thoughts going all the time, right? Say you see someone walking in the room and you think automatically their clothes look hideous. Like, I can't believe they would come here showing up looking like that. Okay, that's a thought. And they consciously don't know what you're thinking, but their subconscious totally picked up on what you were thinking. Your subconscious and their subconscious are having a conversation. So just remember, when you are in a room full of people, you are having a conversation with everybody subconsciously. It's through energy. It's through thoughts. And thoughts are so, so powerful. I'm going to give you 2 examples of the power of thought and what thought can do, okay? My old version, years ago, if somebody came and attacked me and started yelling at me or was upset with me, I would automatically be on the defense, and I would be, oh yeah, well, blah, 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 blah. I would just spit right back at them. Maybe more mean, hurtful things, maybe stuff to, be on the defense. I definitely didn't show up kind. And so when I started learning tools of how to control the mind and be in charge, I thought, So I put it into practice. You don't know it until you put it into practice. Some of these techniques might sound so easy that you're like, yeah, that would never work. Don't knock it till you try it. So one particular day, as I'm learning the power of the mind, the power of the thoughts. A person was really agitated and frustrated. And I can't even remember if it was towards me or just maybe life in general. You know how close ones around you just unload, and a lot of it is not about you, but they just unload. And then it just puts you on the defense, and then you start raising, if their voice is elevated, you're going to elevate your voice. And so a particular day, someone close to me was just really frustrated and yelling and upset. And I just remember thinking, like, as they were unloading on me, I just thoughts of gratitude towards this person, how much I love them, and how much joy they've brought to my life. And I just started saying a prayer in my heart for them, like, God, this person needs to know of your love for them right now. Just, you know what? Bless their heart. They just need some love. And I just started having my mindset going like that, right? And I stayed silent, which is a really good idea. When someone wants to argue with you, or they just, you know what, you putting your 2 cents does not help the situation. So I just chose to stay silent. And I guarantee you, the person that was unloading on me didn't go off as long as they would have had I got in there and put the gloves on and got in the fight, right? I just wasn't willing to go there. And so later, this person came to me with tear-filled eyes, and they said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You didn't need to hear that. You didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve me coming at you all angry and upset. And you know, this is how we can change our households, Christian women. It starts with one. The power of change is incredible. So I am going to give you the answer. I think you probably maybe picked up on the clue. The one thing we want that starts with the letter C in our life, I guarantee you everybody wants a sense of control. You want to feel like you have control. We can't control other people around us, though. That's not what God intended for us to be. He didn't intend us to be tyrants and control our family units and control our neighborhoods and communities. What God intended for control is to learn how to be in control of ourselves. And when you can have control over the mind and your thoughts, oh man, you have won half the battle. You have probably won over half the battle, okay? Just by paying attention to your thoughts and overcoming, switching those thoughts of complaints to gratitude. Say a prayer in your heart. We are told to pray all day long, unceasingly, all the time. The power of prayer is incredible, and it is real. And I testify to you that prayer changes lives. Prayer changes you. It changes hearts, and prayer starts with a thought too. Your heart, or I always do it backwards. Your heart and your mind are connected, and a lot of times we have this disconnect because our heart and our mind aren't connecting right. Okay, so many years I went with a disconnected heart and mind that I wasn't running well. And so it is so important to make sure you connect heart and mind. And let's see. So I want you to know that what you create, I'm going to give you one more example, one more story. I love stories because they're powerful. Again, this happened within my home, so I am not going to say names, but I don't have any Freds that live in my house, so I'm going to call this person Fred. I had to have laundry done one day. I just had a mountain of laundry that had been washed and dried, but hadn't been folded and put away. And so I told a few of my kids, I said, hey, look, I need you to go fold laundry with me, or for me, while I wrap this up. I just need you guys to start on laundry. I'll be in there a while and do what I can to help you, but let me finish this, but I just need you to get on it. Well, a couple of my kiddos said, okay, sure, no problem. They jumped in, but I had one. Fred, He just said, I will not fold laundry. It's not my turn. It's not my job. I'm not going to do this. So I'm kind of going nuts in my mind going, oh my gosh, I just asked him to fold laundry and now he's putting up a fight and I don't know what to do. Fred is just not cooperating. What do I do? And, I'm going nuts, right? And I'm trying to stay calm, right? Because I'm learning, because I'm going, mind you, this is where I'm transforming into my angry mode, and I'm always constantly yelling at my kids, and well, I told you to do it because so, and you're gonna do it, and I'm trying to transform to that kind of a mom, to really patient, loving, like, hey, I'm coerce, right? Like, hey, I need you to just help me with laundry, please. And I'm just having this conversation for like 15 to 20 minutes with this person, right? And I said, please, just, I need you to help. I need you to help your siblings, please. And it wasn't working. I was desperate, right? And I'm having these thoughts of, oh my gosh, this is driving me nuts. Finally, I'm in the middle of typing up training, and I kid you not, I'm typing about thoughts and the power of thoughts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I learned this a couple months ago, and I need to learn how to implement this. So I'm going to implement this. So I went from just losing it in my mind, but trying to hold it together on the outward, right? To changing my thought processes. And I was like, God, I am so thankful for Fred. I am so thankful for his willingness to jump on in and helping his siblings. And I am so grateful for his cheerful heart. And I am so grateful that he has a willingness to help me in a time of need. I am so grateful. And I love Fred. Oh, Fred is just amazing. He brings so much to the table, and I'm grateful for his personality, and I'm grateful for his willingness to be a team player and just help me out when I need help. I kid you not, you guys, I switched my thoughts from being kind of out of control and going nuts and needing to get things done to calm, peaceful. I'm so grateful, help this Fred see how much he's loved, and that he's part of this team, and we depend on him, and I'm so grateful for him, and I love him. So when I switched that over, those thoughts, I kid you not, it was under 30 seconds. I didn't have a stopwatch, but it was so fast that out of the blue, after just begging Fred to go help his siblings with laundry, in under 30 seconds, he just flipped a switch and he was like, well, I'm going to go fold laundry with my siblings. I was just like, whoa, that was so fast. The power of our thoughts are incredible. And I know it's so hard when we walk into a room with fighting kids, like, oh, not again. Like, I don't want fighting. And we're focusing on what we don't want, and we're thinking what we don't want, that we forget to think what we do want. And think on the things that you want. Empower your households by changing your mindset, by changing your thoughts. And it's not easy. It is not easy. When I say watch your thoughts 24/7, that's impossible, but try. Because I tried, and I'm like, okay, I get it. 24/7 is a really hard goal, but when I mean watch your thoughts 24/7, be aware of where they're at. You're going to make mistakes. Heck, I still make mistakes. And you're going to go like, oh my gosh, that wasn't good. But once you come into the awareness of, oh yeah, that's negative. Once you decide to be aware and acknowledge that, yeah, I'm not thinking very positively, I'm not bringing positiveness to the table, that's when you're like, huh, I've got to make a change, and I can do this because the power of my thought is incredible. And gratitude is so easy to throw out. It really is. Start showing gratitude for the little things. Even if you can't show gratitude for that person right in front of you that you're so mad at, start thinking of things that you are grateful for. Something simple as, a shelter that you have, food in your fridge, just gratitude, and then your heart will soften and have gratitude towards the person that you are having a conflict. I promise it works every time. God has designed to soften our hearts with gratitude, and the power of thought is so incredible. So thought is proven to help you either get well better, or it could, our negative thoughts, let me describe what negative thoughts do into your body. When we have negative thoughts, that is negative energy stirring around there, right? Sorry, I need another drink. My voice is going out. Okay, so thought is this negative thoughts, is negative energy going around, and negative energy creates dis-ease in our body. It creates a dis-ease. We're not comfortable. We don't love to be in anger. We don't like feeling angry and mad or depressed or whatever it may be. So what we do, what it does in our body, it creates this dis-ease, this discomfort, which later on turns into disease into our bodies. It does turn into disease. So it is so important to have positive, happy thoughts, loving thoughts, wishing for others the best, and being really genuine in our thoughts, and being genuine in wanting to change your thought process so that we can create more wellness to come into our lives. We can create more of what we want. And so think about where your thoughts are, and prayer is a powerful tool. It is the most powerful tool we can use to connect to ourselves, to our Heavenly Father, and us to have this connection. So I want you to think about where your thoughts are. And also, I'm going to share a couple quick scriptures. So when you go to Matthew chapter 6, verse 25, Christ teaches, take no thought for your life. How many times have you been worried if the bills are going to get paid, if you'll have food on the table, or maybe if you had an emergency accident at your house and there's a hospital bill now and you're just like, how are we going to cover that? How many times have you stressed over things not working out? Christ clearly wants us to not be stressed or have worry. Put your trust into Him. Take no thought for that kind of stuff. But He wants us to think on Him. And that leads me to the next scripture. 2 Corinthians 10, chapter 10, focuses on where Paul is talking to the saints. And he asks them, and in turn is asking us, to bring every thought to the obedience of Christ. Isn't that beautiful? Bringing every thought to the obedience of Christ. So I'm telling you, our thoughts matter. Our thoughts are life-changing if you can focus on where your thoughts are. So I love this. The prophet Russell M. Nelson of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has recently several times said, think celestial. Think. What are we thinking? Thought is so powerful. Thought is powerful. Just focus on your thoughts and where they're at. So it's important that we're aware, that we acknowledge, so that we can then take action. Oh, that wasn't that great. Let's turn that. But if we're having positive thoughts all the time, our action is going to be good all the time. So that's, our emotions, how we're feeling, lets us know where we're at on our course. So we must take action so we can take action in our thinking so that we can align our action with our Savior Jesus Christ. So that is my quick little short video on what we can do. The number one thing we can do that I think is the most important is start with your thoughts, the change of your thoughts. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll share the link on this Facebook post, but please like and subscribe. I need to get to 50 subscribers so that I can share my messages to Christian women, help change lives. This is what my mission is. And a reminder of my 12-week course for Christian women. It is life-changing. All the tools that I have learned that changed my life from stuck, stagnant, fearful, angry, worrywart, and that were manifesting themselves with health problems. And, you know, we have that power to change the course of our lives. And it all starts with thought. So there's going to be a link too for the 12-week course, again, January 8th through March 25th. And the registration form is going to be attached as well. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions about what this course is. Share it with your daughters, share it with your friends. I would love to work with you as well. This is something that just excites me and I have a passion for. So again, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I cannot go live on YouTube until I have enough likes. So I appreciate your love and support. I love you all. God bless.